Here we go. This is your host, Julian on Enlighten Me. And today we're going to do real estate part 2. Before we get started, if you can just search my YouTube channel, just search Enlighten Me. I'm also on Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon, and about 7 other platforms. Just search Enlighten Me. Please rate it. If you want to get on the podcast or you want to hear a subject, just search or actually email me at julianenlightenme@gmail.com. We got Ryan today and the hubby in the background, so I appreciate you coming on. You can briefly introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Green. I am a licensed Florida State realtor. And today I'm going to help Julian out with some questions about real estate and enlighten you guys.
Okay. So the big question everybody's always asking is the housing market going to go down?
So Julian and I were briefly talking about this a few minutes ago. We both have different opinions, I would say. So for me, in my line of work, what I would say is I don't see the market crashing. Right now, we have a steady market for buyers, also sellers. And I don't know if that's just because of where we're located or what, but the market is definitely maintaining. And I see more of it stabilizing to where the inflation of the houses or the prices of the houses are coming down. There's more of negotiations happening. Buyers are willing to give incentives. So I don't think we're going to see a huge dip like we did before. What do you think?
It's not my realm, but I do think that it will go back down. But I think it's going to be a whole new threshold on everything. I think everything, even the economy itself, everything's going to be a little higher than it is. And not to get too in depth, but I think our pay needs to increase a little bit because I ain't making no money. But on that note, I do think it's going to go down a little bit. And I see you, Andrew. Hope all is well. Again, those who are listening on Spotify, Google, Amazon, or Apple Podcasts, I am going live and I am doing videos. So make sure you tune in on YouTube as well. So go ahead and what do you think the first step to actually buying a home is? Or I know you got some notes here, so let's touch on those.
Yeah, so I know last time we had a lot of questions and I really wanted to get you guys those answers. And then also just some myths and stuff as just an agent that I get, questions that are asked all the time. Let's see. I would say one of the biggest myths that we have is going to be, so when you first start the process of buying a home, you're going to get hooked up with an agent, a real estate agent, and a lender. You have to know what you're qualified for. And then the other thing is you want to have an agent to start the home search. So you need to tell your agent what you're looking for in a home, and then you'll be able to figure out your budget too once you get with the lender. So a lot of people will say, oh, well, I've already started the process with the lender a couple days ago. They ran my credit. So you can shop around. You do not have to go with that lender. You can have your credit ran. It's okay. You have 45 days, and it's only one inquiry. It'll count as one. It's not going to drop your credit score 100 points. It's not anything drastic. So within 45-day limit, you can go ahead and run your credit a couple times to rate shop, and it will only count as one inquiry. So don't be afraid to shop lenders. You definitely want to find out about lender fees. If there's origination points that they're going to charge.
What's origination points exactly?
So origination points are going to be part of the loan. So what's the best way to explain it? So if you are looking at like a fee sheet from your lender, it'll say points. So that is what a lender is charging you to do. Normally it's going to be 1% of the purchase price. And so if it's 1 point, that's 1%, 2 points, 2%. And then it just goes on from there.
So do you usually have to pay for the points, or can the lender usually get the least one?
So let's say that you want a rate buy down. Let's say your rate is like 7% and it's like your mortgage payment's just crazy. If you want to buy that rate down, there are points associated with buying down the rate. you can buy your rate down. You can also, the big thing happening right now is the 2-1 buy down. A lot of people are doing that because the rates are a little bit higher than they have been. We went to a market where your interest rate was 2%. And now we're seeing, the mid sixes, maybe even the sevens, just depending on your FICO score. So the 2-1 buy down, essentially what's going to happen is you're buying down your interest rate, and it will be low for an amount of time, and then it's going to go up. So you're going to have a low mortgage payment, and then it'll fluctuate to go up. Okay. And so a seller can buy a rate down. Now
it's back on recording. All right, that's interesting. We apologize for that. Again, I'm using dual platforms, so I'm gonna have to use my second laptop and stream off of that probably next time. So you said this. So you said how much does it usually cost to buy a point down?
So to buy a point down is usually 1% of the purchase price. So obviously everybody has a different purchase price, so your percentage is going to be different.
Okay. And what was it? Something else you wanted to touch on? I saw something.
So also, if you are a VA buyer, another thing that I get asked all the time is how do you get the VA funding fee waived? So if you have a disability rating, or you have your rating, if you have a 10% rating for your VA funding fee or your disability, they will waive your VA funding fee. Just 10% of disability will get that VA funding fee waived. And so if you are a first-time home buyer, I want to get this right. So if you're a first-time home buyer, your VA funding fee is 2.3% of the purchase price, and that's going to be rolled into the loan. If you are a second-time home buyer it's going to be 3.6 after that, and that's of the total purchase price. And that is your down payment, and that's rolled into the loan. Okay. And then depending on if you put money down, it can also go down too.
So what is it per? How much does it usually go down? So isn't like if you put $1,000 down, it doesn't even go down that much, right?
No, it won't. It has different percentages, and it just depends on how much you're willing to put down, and that's how it'll change. But first time, it's 2.3% of the total purchase price, and then anytime after that is going to be 3.6 of the total purchase price.
Okay. What do you have? Andrew posted. Oh, I appreciate Andrew. Andrew's in there rooting for us.
Hey, Andrew.
We're live on Facebook for those who are listening, and hopefully Riverside doesn't do us dirty again.
I know. Hopefully Riverside works this time.
Yeah, I think it's because it's using the same camera. If I had another camera, it'd be good to go. Okay. So, common myths. That's exactly.
Common myths. So another one is when you're buying, you have to have 20% down. That is not true. There are a lot of first-time home buyer programs where you don't even have to have a down payment. There's also USDA. You don't have to have a down payment, and you don't have to be a first-time home buyer as well. So there's a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers. If you're concerned about, the myth of you have to have 20% down and 20% of the total purchase price. So if you're looking at a home that's $107,000, that's a hefty down payment if you're thinking you have to put down 20%.
Yes.
That's all
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Instead,
See,
what about for VA? I know a lot of people always talk about VA, and there's no down payment for the VA.
No, you don't have to put a down payment down. Essentially, your down payment is rolled in because of that VA funding fee. Yeah. And if you do have a disability rating of the 10%, that will be waived. But no, there's not a down payment required.
Cool.
There might be some closing costs that you'll have to bring to the table, but
why?
Maybe not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Julian knows all about bringing cash to the table to purchase a home, guys.
Last minute.
Do you have questions about that?
20 minutes.
You can answer that.
And I told her, and she was shocked too. So I'm worried because she's shocked. I'm shocked. Nobody knows what's going on. And then I had my goods already arriving. Her husband was already taking my goods in at my crib. So I'm like, I ain't got no other means. Like I can't go nowhere else.
Guys, Julian dropped a lot of money.
Oh my God.
But he does have a fabulous house, guys.
I do.
It's
God
pretty,
is good.
it is really
I'm
pretty.
totally
It's really uncommon for someone to bring a lot of money to the closing table when they are VA, but it does happen more than you think.
That's the first time usually I get paid. I get money back. I've been paid.
Yeah, so that's another thing. If you're VA, you cannot get more than your earnest money deposit back at closing. That's just kind of a guideline. So let's say you put $1,200 down for your EMD, you can't get $5,000 back for a VA loan. So I know a lot of people think that, if there's leftovers that, I can get like a check for $5,000 and I only put $1,200 down. You can't with VA.
Mm. I think Andrew said, why are they based off percentages and not flat fees?
I don't know. I mean, that's just how they did it. They just made it percentages, I'm guessing, because, it's based off of the purchase price and the percentage is based off of that. So you're making a little bit of money, I guess.
Still hurt from that, honestly. This ring light hurts my eyes. Everything's going on right now.
Yeah, and I think so. That wasn't even your first home, so you were paying the 3.6% for your VA funding fee.
My third home, so I was like, all right, cool. I've done this before. Then.
Yeah. Well, at least you have deep pockets and you covered the fee, so it's okay.
I sold that second home. If it wasn't for that, I'd be homeless right now.
Guys, don't do what Julia did. Make sure you talk to your lender prior.
That's tragic.
To closing, and make sure that you have a very good understanding of the money you need to bring for closing. Because in a lot of cases, you cannot back out. You're going to have to go to closing. And if they say, hey, you got to bring $12,000 and you thought it was $2,000, well, you're bringing $12,000. They've already seen your bank account.
Oh,
I know.
Shots fired. Where's that shot? Is there? I ain't got no little. It's only clapping. I don't want the clapping. Oh man, I really leave this alone.
Julian is a great example.
There you go.
There you go.
Pause. It's too much laughing. All right.
It's funny now. It wasn't funny then for him, though.
I still had nightmares about it, to be honest.
He does have positive equity in his home, though. So even though he did have to drop a lot of money, he does have some positive equity in his home. So it'll benefit him. He's military, and if he does leave to sell his home, he should be able to get a little money back.
God is good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get off of the Julian and Owen money.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, guys. It really does make me laugh because the way he explains it, it is really funny. All right. So let's see. What are some other things? I know last time we were talking about mortgage payments and paying them once a month versus twice a month.
There's actually a lot of people coming in.
So we were talking about mortgage payments last time, paying them one time versus twice a month. So if you guys are paying $1,200 on the first of the month, every single month for 12 months, it is better to break that $1,200 payment up twice a month. For military, I know that you guys get paid on the 1st and the 15th, so you can split it up and knock some of that interest down. So essentially, you make 12 payments in a year, right? If you're paying twice a year, you're making 24 payments, right? It will lower your interest. Sorry, Julian's distracting me, guys.
Take the Wi-Fi because it says lagging on Facebook.
Oh, here.
iPhone.
There.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it says a little laggy. Thanks, appreciate it, Lay.
Is it better?
Even though
we were like robots.
Lay, even though you disappear every 6 months, but let me know. Is it still lagging, y'all? Can y'all see everything?
Dollar bill, Julian.
Who said that?
Andrew,
I wish. I appreciate it, fam. Another middle school friend.
Hey, Savannah, how are you?
Can't always pull a loan out. Okay.
On your TSP. This is...
All right, so John Lay, the one that disappears every 6 months, say can always pull a loan out of your own TSP or IUL. This way it's tax-free and you're paying interest into your portfolio without affecting it.
So your TSP as in like coming out of your paycheck every month, or like after you've already done?
Hey, Lay. So I just sent you the link. You can hop in.
They'd be like,
He's going to
Isabel.
disappear again. He's going to definitely disappear.
Who's going to disappear?
Like he hits me up with advice and then he disappears for like 6 months. Good advice. Stuff like that.
Are we still lagging? I feel like we're not lagging. Guys, are we lagging at all?
Yeah, it is. I can see the time. The time's like, ugh. See how the time's like. Riverside's doing well, though. Riverside's doing really well.
So what's up with Facebook? Why is it being so stupid?
Probably because I'm dueling it. Some ghetto Wi-Fi.
All right. Well, last time we didn't get to touch on selling at all. And I would like to talk about selling.
Yeah, of course.
So selling, guys, a seller pays the agent's commission. And that kind of ties in with buyers too. Buyers will sometimes ask, why do I need an agent? You should have an agent. It's good to have representation while you're, buying. We know about the contracts. There's some things with buying a home that maybe you might not know, but also the seller is going to pay the real estate agent commission, guys. So if you're a buyer and you're thinking about foregoing your agent because of commissions, the seller pays it in Florida. I don't know about any other state, but in Florida, they pay it here. So if you're a buyer and you're thinking about not having an agent, just know that you don't have to pay the commissions. So selling, you were thinking about selling a property. So what was one of the first things you did when you were thinking about selling or putting your house up on the market?
I looked at the houses around it, see how much it was selling for, see if I get a good gist off of it. Then I went and hit a realtor up, and they did the same exact thing I did. And I was like, okay, cool. So what are we working with? And they're like, well, was it 2.5? Was it 2.5 they get?
It depends. So normally it's like a 6% total, but I mean,
it's split
it just
between
varies.
the two, right?
Yeah, it just varies. It literally varies for everybody.
Okay. So that's what I was
No
doing.
set price.
No set price. I was looking around and stuff like that, but I sold too late because I lowered mine 15 G's. And then people were like, oh, okay, he's going to keep lowering mine. It was dumb. My dumb
They
ass
were
did that
waiting.
shit. So it was 10 G's and I didn't get nothing. And then I get hit with 5 G's and then people were like, oh, my dog got sick, so I can't buy your home. Like, come on now. This is a lot of money to be dealing with. So then somebody low bid me. So we'll just put numbers up right now. So it was like, I lowered down to 250. And then somebody wanted to low ball me and go 190. So I was like, give me this man's number so I can call him.
Did they ask for concessions too?
They asked for everything, closing costs and everything. I was like, yo, the disrespect, you peasant. What are you doing? So I took it off the market, rented it out, and once it comes back up, I'm going to definitely sell it.
Yeah. So if Julian had contacted me about selling his house, one of the first things I would have done is go over to his house, check it out, make sure, wear and tear wise, look at the carpet if you had carpet, look at the cabinets. I would suggest, if you have family pictures, take them off the wall. You want buyers lights and really maybe, light a candle or put some muffins on before the showing, have a good scent going in the home. That's always really well to do. But the main thing is make sure that clutter and stuff, is taken off your counters, no personal photos. Just allow the buyers to really see themselves in your home. That's going to be a big thing. If your home isn't staged, some people can see, where the furniture goes, other people can't. So that's kind of just a hit and miss with that one. So if you're worried about, moving out and selling your house with it being vacant, it's really a hit and miss. Some people have the vision and other people don't.
Yeah, I know that when I was selling my house in South Carolina, I'm going to post a link. So those who want to join, you can. I'll see you in the queue. You can get on and talk that.
Their family from Facebook. I've heard, let's see. Andrew said, I've heard that a good concept about buy a house, especially in a tough market, you can always work with the seller's agent and offer less than the asking price in exchange for the agent getting 6% instead of 3%. So some agents can do dual agents. can be a dual agent, so they can work with both the buyer and the seller. In some states they can't, so just be careful with that. It just depends on what state you're in, guys. I think I was talking to a friend in Tennessee, and they do not do dual agency there. Put pictures up of their Facebook. Traditionally, yeah, that normally works. However, this is bubble is changing the dynamics of the seller's market. His question moved.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not there.
Let's see. However, this bubble is changing the dynamics of the seller's market because there is still a shortage of homes. Rates aren't dropping as fast as predicted. Click that. I have 5 viewers, 17 reactions.
Oh, bet. All right, those on my podcast, I apologize. Riverside's acting up. I should probably triple it with Anchor, the main platform that blasts all the podcasts out. So she was talking about making your home more appealing when you're selling it. So the home I had in South Carolina, people actually thought it was a model home. That was so good.
Oh,
yeah.
The decor was really nice.
Yeah, so I have a little camera in my home, security reasons, and I could hear people talking like, I can't believe this house is selling. So that did help it tremendously. I had about 9 offers within 24 hours.
Yeah, it definitely helps if you have your house nicely staged or, just your furniture in there. It's nice so people can kind of see where they're going to put their couch, where they're going to put their table. Sometimes they can envision, even if it's not the same couch, they would use, they're like, ooh, I can do a sectional here. And it gets them excited. So Reggie asks, would you say it's bad to purchase a foreclosed home? No, I don't think it's bad at all. It depends on what type of leverage you have. If you're a cash buyer, just make sure you're watching the market to make sure that you're going to make a percentage after your renovation. So, check what needs to be done to the house, like major ticket items, the roof, the water heater, a renovation to the kitchen, major renovations to your bathrooms. Is there foundation issues? Is there any type of like zoning laws or anything that is going to require you to, won't let you do the renovations that you're thinking about? But definitely foreclosures are great. I mean, it's quick cash. If you can, flip a house quickly, I think it's great. You might get hit with capital gain. Just be knowledgeable of that. So capital gain, if you're not familiar with that, if you buy a property, let's say you buy a property for $200,000, if you sell it within a certain amount of time and you profit so much off of it, the state is going to charge you a capital gain fee. I don't know what the percentages are for that, but you could get charged a capital gain. So take that into account when you are calculating your percentages for, how much you're going to profit.
Hey, Evelyn. Evie, I appreciate you sharing it. If y'all could I'll take a moment just to share this live. Be greatly appreciated. And I think a gentleman said, Jay Corey, loving the education sharing. Many people need this not to be scared to buy in this market. Very true.
Yeah, you shouldn't be scared at all. It's an easy process. It's more intimidating than anything. I remember when my husband and I went to go buy our first house. We bought our first house in Fayetteville, North Carolina,
The Ratchets.
off of Morganton Road.
The Ratchets.
It was like $75,000. It had been on the market for like 9 months. It was completely yellow inside and out. It had dark wood throughout the whole thing, outdated appliances, and it had a forest of bamboo in the back. The bamboo was crazy. But we bought it for $70,000 and it was our first home. And I think the most intimidating thing was just finding out if we were qualified. Like, are we going to be able to afford this $75,000 house? But we were hooked up with a really good lender, and I think our payment was like $500 a month, and we kept it for a few years until it burnt down. And it was also a great rental property until we didn't have the most favoring tenants because they didn't take care of the house. but it worked for a rental for us. We made, I don't know, like $350 a month for a little bit of time. So, I mean, it was cool. But buying a house, as long as you're working with the right lender and you find a good agent who can educate you, or even reach out to friends who have bought before, and learn from
I was terrified.
their mistakes and things that they do right as well.
I was terrified.
You were terrified when you bought your first house?
Who has my first house was? Damn, I forgot what my first house was. So many numbers.
How much did you spend on your first house?
Dang, what did I spend?
Over 200?
I think it was 3.
Oh, big spender, guys. Huh? I didn't even spend over
I was eating ramen
100,000.
noodles all the time.
We had a dual income too, guys.
I was eating ramen noodles.
300,000. That's a good price range, though.
Maybe it was 290. I think it was 290.
Okay, still a really good price range.
Yeah, I think it was 290. Yeah, I was terrified because I was like, I've never spent more than the average car, 25, 30,000. So I'm in debt.
Yeah.
A good debt. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
But it was scary.
well, investing money into the housing market is better than investing into a car because the depreciation is terrible. I really like cars. I've invested in a lot over the years. A lot.
Lay said, what's the house worth now? Oh,
What house? Your first house?
so he actually lives in my neighborhood, my old neighborhood in Virginia.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
In Stafford, Woodbridge?
Woodbridge, yeah.
Okay.
It got some, might go a little volley.
Yeah.
Some what?
Uh-oh. Good job.
Oh man, Andrew, what you doing over there making that?
I know. That's a hefty.
I was gonna be a mini stripper, but that's
a good budget.
Okay, Andrew, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to see people doing well.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations. And that's right around the corner. So
Andrew's
where
in Virginia, I think too.
I was going to ask where he was at for
Andrew, you're in Virginia?
that budget.
First of all, what are you doing for work?
I would like to know too what you do for work.
Oh shoot! Appreciate the shares. The shares are going up. Go ahead and share a couple more, please. Once, twice.
So I know some people are
One time,
jumping
2 times.
on. Yeah, look. Here you go.
Where's he? What did he say? I bought for. Okay, let's go. We'll go in order. Houses are definitely better assets unless you're buying a classic car. Very true.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Corey?
I've got a lot of negative equity in a lot of the cars because I'm a yearly trader. Yeah. You don't trade in your cars yearly? That's a thing.
Husband in the background.
Like trading in your car is a thing. I try to stick to the 3-year point, but for some reason I do trade them.
Oh, literally give me a Corolla.
Corollas are great on gas.
Like a 2016, 2006. I don't care anymore about the car look.
Yeah, I'm not driving that.
What?
I drive a Suburban, guys, so a great option for little to no money down. I'm a hustler, baby.
I bought 410, did 10K renovations. Now it sits at 485.
Yeah.
Told you late. He just.
Yeah, that's great.
He's knowledgeable, but he just keeps disappearing.
He just keeps jumping back on.
Yeah, I'm calling you out too on live. VA loans are a great option for little to no money down.
Yeah, they are. If you used to be in the military and you don't know if you have entitlements, reach out to a lender. They can search and see. I talked to a lady the other day. She was interested if her husband had entitlements. He served in, I want to say it was like 1990, 1984, I think she said, and they were interested in using his entitlements for the first time. I called a lender that I regularly used, and she was able to find out if he was eligible to buy VA and then, get them approved. So if you are VA, you've served before and you don't know if you have entitlements, reach out to a lender or reach out to an agent who can hook you up with the lender to see if you're eligible. That's an easy process, guys. He said live in it for 1 or 2 years and turn it into a rental. Yeah. Buy low, sell high, or buy low and then rent it out. Do some
Just
minor
make sure the
improvements.
people that rent it, they like your property managers do a full on-site background check.
Yeah. And
Because I've
also
heard some
inspect
horror
the
stories.
property. Like make sure you're doing inspections here and there.
And checking back with the property manager. Because Lord, I say, gosh damn. I say, gosh damn.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a
It's a learning process that costs a lot of money.
yeah. And I mean, you don't know. Like your tenants, they could move 6 people in your house. I mean, you don't know. And they'll say, oh, they're my cousins visiting.
I suggest you go up there at least like twice a year because you can give them a 24-hour notice or whatever in the contract and just go check it out. Because some property managers, there's like, oh, yeah, I went there, checked the ice maker, and that was it. No, we don't do that around here. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
For sure. So I want to put in an LLC eventually and take equity to buy another house for a rental. That's a good idea. I know there's a lot of people who buy a house and they'll, you know, do a minimal renovation, but enough to get some equity out of the house. They'll take the equity out and then they'll buy a property and they keep doing that over and over and over again. Matter of fact, on Sunday, I met this lady who is from South Carolina or North Carolina. Her and her husband came into this open house. They're just sweet, sweet couple, and they are looking for potentially a secondary home here or to grow their rental properties. So she started, I don't know, years and years ago. She's renovated 27 houses, but she was telling me the first house that she renovated, she took the money out and then bought her first rental property. And now she has 2 homes. 2 primary homes, and she has 10 rentals, and her husband are now looking to buy in Florida. So, I mean, there's definitely a process to it, and you can, start it. It's definitely lucrative. They seem like they're doing really well, for sure.
So I'm going back to our old live, looking up some of these.
Looking up some of those questions.
Yeah.
My phone died. Yeah, my phone died. I have some questions.
Somebody else said bye. Hello. Riverside's doing well. I don't know what's going on. It's doing good. It's going to stop in a second. Oh, no, that's it. We've been answering most of them.
Okay.
Does anybody want to hop on and say anything? I posted the link. I pinned the link in the chat. Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, you know, one thing that I did forget to mention. So as I'm going over this list, so a lot of people will say that you have to have 2 years of employment in order to qualify at the same job, 2 years at the same job. That's not true. You have to have 2 years of employment. And it doesn't have to be the same job. It just has to be a reliable, stable income that you can prove to the lender to get approved. So if you've been at the same job for a year and you just recently changed careers and now you're in your second year, you can go ahead and show that as your 2 years of employment and show them. It doesn't matter that you changed the job. So if that's one of the reasons you have decided not to buy or that was keeping you from buying, you can definitely still buy. Any experience with just purchasing land? Actually, yes. So I have a lot of buyers looking for land right now. So I live in Crestview, and one of the upcoming, cities or counties is Defuniak. They have a lot of land out there, and the prices have been going up. The land is worth a lot more than it was in the past. People are wanting to build. You have a lot of people just looking for land to build their forever homes. Like there is tons of people. They've got engineered drawings and they are looking for the perfect property to build their forever home on.
That's what I'm doing next.
Some people are looking for land for RV spots.
That's what I want to
do. So they're looking for
y'all need to look into the RV stuff.
Yeah, so they're looking for small amount of acreage. And then they're going to set up the sewage and the electrical. And charge these people, I don't know, $500 to $800, and they're buying this land for $50,000. Yeah. The only thing with that is you have to make sure that the land has no restrictions. There are a lot of lands that will not allow RVs. So make sure if you're out there buying land and you're looking to set up an RV community or
That's my next move.
campground.
Definitely my next move.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, and they're just doing rentals. Some of them are doing rentals because of like military moving.
Yeah.
Some people are doing like the Airbnb. They'll even buy a couple of RVs and put them on
So
the
that's
land.
my plan here. So once I sell the house, rent this out, buy an RV, live next door. When people want to rent the home inside, I'll just go next door to the RV.
So a lot of people have done that too. I had a couple of people looking for houses and have the RV hook up next to the house so they could rent their home. And while their home is being rented,
That's
they're
what I'm
going to
gonna do.
stay in the RV.
Like,
so essentially, someone's paying your mortgage, and you're pocket all that money.
Oh boy, I can clean it myself. Don't worry about the Airbnb. Somebody else said something ratchet.
Savannah said they're definitely trying to build their next home. We'll start looking at land now. And I know a lot of lenders. So one of the biggest hurdles that I've had for my buyers buying land is that they feel that they have to pay cash. You do not have to pay cash for land. There are some lenders out there that do 100% financing. Best thing you can do if you're planning on building a home is start looking at land now. Get it financed. If you need to finance, pay cash, But if you are financing and let's say your plan is to build 5 to 7 years from now, start looking at the land and you can pay it down over time. That way you're not going to have your land financing and your home. But there are some packages where you can do land and the home package. But they do have 100% financing. So I know a lot of people feel that they can't look at land because they've got to come up with, $70,000, $80,000 in cash, but that's not true. How much would that even be to start up? The RV camp or the campground? I don't know.
So there's this dude at work. He was telling me about it because he bought an RV because his family moved. Okay, I see you, Lay. Hold on one sec. I'll let you in now. I'm going to finish the story. About damn time, though. My man. My drill sergeant, buddy. So where was I? So this man, his family left. He's getting out the military. And he was telling me that the RV land, they're literally selling lots of land for like houses, 200K lots, little like no bigger than your house, like 200K. It's just a little land with little hookups and sewage and all that. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong in my life? And here's Lay. What's up, Lay? You gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong? We can't see your face. Can you turn your camera on, or you just want to hop on audio?
One of the biggest costs associated with your land is going to be having the power ran and the water. So if you want to keep the cost down for building, make sure that the electric is accessible to the property. It's already cleared. There's water close by. They don't have to run lines really far because that's where it starts getting expensive. As long as it's at the road, it's okay. Okay,
Lay's on. So those who are tuning in on Facebook, I'll relay everything that Lay is saying to y'all. So what's up, Lay? Speak to me. And welcome to Enlighten Me.
Hey.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
No.
Hey, wait. Yeah. So wait. Give it away. Yep. Okay. 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 So everybody who's tuned in on Facebook, he's basically saying you can use your TSP to help you with the correct me if I'm wrong, with the down payment for your home. Is that correctly?
So would the TSP be after you are discharged from the military or you leave the military, or are you talking about why you're in the military?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I even knew that when I came at AIT. I'm sure Wade, he'll be on the podcast, you guys, later on down the road. I'm sure he can speak more on that. How did you find that out, Lee? Just move it over. Camera. Okay. Very true. You have 7 properties. Okay.
That's
So
awesome.
how many homes are you looking to buy? So those who can't hear him again, he's 7 homes and he's looking to buy the eighth. I almost said ninth. Eighth home. No, no, I think it's delayed. I have a lot of stuff going on at the same time, and I got a Cox internet. Trash.
So, um, people who are just starting out or military, if you're just starting out, TSP, he's saying it's a great investment. Um, let's see. Reggie wanted to know, wouldn't you endure multiple fees for pulling money from the TSP before the age of 59? Do you know if there's any fees associated when you've pulled the money out from your TSP?
Hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say you have conflicting.
So can you relay that?
Yeah. So his Lee, right?
Lay.
Lay, sorry. So Lay is saying that if you pull money from your TSP, there's no fees associated. What's happening is it's pretty much a personal loan to yourself. You're going to be paying it back to yourself. It's not like you're pulling it out for retirement as if you're getting paid a monthly payment every single month, for the rest of your life. What would be your retirement pay? He's saying this is a different thing where you're pulling out a loan and it's going to be your loan, and then there will be some type of interest on there, but it's going to go back into your TSP, that interest. It's not like a car loan where it's 3.5% of the monthly payment, and then you're paying that to someone else. This is investment for you, and it's not a retirement. It's completely different. There's different ways to pull the money from the TSP. Would you say that's correct? Did I explain that okay? Okay. So Naya said that you will be taxed. Naya, can you explain that a little bit? if you're still on here. Let's see what she says. So she could be talking about the retirement.
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay.
The hell?
Yeah, last year was a bad year.
Yeah.
What did you say?
TSP is averaged up 22% since Obama took over. Okay.
So 59 and a half years old. If you pull it then.
Yeah. It'll be
10%.
any other questions? Now you can hop on too, or Reggie if you have any other questions. Because again, Lay can't hear y'all, but he can see what y'all are typing.
Yeah, so we're just relaying the message back and forth to you guys. Lay said that, Reggie, if you do pull the money at 59 and a half, you do get a 10% fee charged. And then he said, if you can wait, definitely wait. But if not, you do get that fee.
We can take probably about 2 more questions and we're going to wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah, it's late at night.
What do y'all, Lay, you have anything else to relay?
I'm going to write this down. I wonder if they can hear like this.
My advice is get it, rent out the other. That way, you don't pay renters to, in this case, your roommates. And then you just pay whatever. Now, there was an individual that says, is it worth getting the landlord? I would only do that if that's retirement. If you're not planning on retiring, you gotta go and hustle because you want to earn as much real estate as possible and then rent it out. And your target audience right now should be around university because you can rent out by the doors instead of a full family home and double or triple that rental property.
Okay. So Lay, they actually can hear you. Can you speak a little louder? This is as loud as it can go, people. I'm sorry. But she's usually putting her her headphone on the microphone. So y'all can hear. And I can't turn. Yeah, we can hear you.
Jason wants to know.
It's low, but it's doable.
Let me find a note.
All right. Hopefully that's not too much. Try it now, Lay. I turned everything up. Hope it's not.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh God.
Yeah, I can hear
Let me
you.
turn this man down a little bit.
All right.
No, it's probably
Hey,
good
so
right now.
basically, this is a two-parter. Just because I saw multiple questions earlier, you guys said, how does an individual who is starting out fresh get into this whole rental business? What I did as a 19-year-old kid was I went and got a starter home, which is basically 2 to 3 bedrooms. what I did was, I kept the master bedroom to myself, and I found 2 roommates that was going to pay, what a traditional 2-bedroom apartment was going to cost, or a 1-bedroom apartment. In the end, what happened was I never paid out of pocket for my mortgage. My roommates paid everything to include bills. They just didn't know about it, right? So once you start building equity on that, then you can leverage your asset. Now, I don't recommend paying it off early. Just take all the profit and invest in something else. Because the market, let's say stock market, for instance, is just going much faster than what the current APR for what you can regain or recover by paying off early. There was an individual that said, is it worth getting a land lot and build fresh? Normally, I would advise against it. However, if you're looking for a retirement home, yeah, that's ideal. You build it to however you see fit. But that's custom, and it's going to be very hard to sell versus starter homes, which is going hot on the market right now. My advice for everybody is try to find a home that is around schools, universities in particular, because if you can find a home that has 3 to 4 bedrooms, refurnish, renovate it, and turn it into a dorm. That way now you have 4 separate tenants paying what would equate to 2 to 3 times what a family rental would be. Questions, comments?
We have to wrap this up, like.
Yeah.
You have to hop on to
I think
part 3.
I think that's a great I think that's a great statement. If you are looking for land and you're going to buy a forever home, it's great. Just be knowledgeable of where the market is. If you build a $700,000 custom home, you might not be able to get that when you go to sell it. First time home buyers, definitely look at the market. Look where you're buying the house. See where these houses in the neighborhood have sold recently. If you're buying a house that's super outdated, and the other homes in the neighborhood have sold in the past 6 to 12 weeks or even 6 months, look at what they've sold for, see if they're updated, and kind of compare and see if if you pump $40,000 into that house, are you going to be able to sell it for $90,000 more? Try to gauge the market. Make sure you buy somewhere where it makes sense. Don't go and buy this house and think that if you drop 50 grand, you're going to get $95,000 off of it, or make $95,000 off of it just because you put in a new kitchen, new bathrooms, new siding, a new roof, hot water heater, whatever it may be. You might not make that much.
I will take this last one.
So he said, best advice for a retiring vet transitioning into a new realtor career. Are you in Florida? Just wondering where you're at.
Oh, appreciate it, Lay. Thank you for putting that in there. Let's see, it's still streaming. Yeah, Riverside's doing really well. I'm actually surprised.
So let's just say you're not in Florida or you are in Florida. Either way, if you are going after your real estate license, one of the biggest things that I can say, from going through the whole process is make sure you interview your brokerage, make sure that there's education. Everything that you learn to pass that real estate exam, you will not use. None of it.
Right, and everything we do
it is not practical. Yes, you'll touch on contracts and stuff, but the practicality of the actual education that you will get, you're not going to use it. There is so much to learn. Make sure when you check with your brokerage, see if they have desk fees, just see what they have to offer. Education is going to be key for your success. Your leads are not given to you. You have to go out and get leads. You've got to pay for them. If you want Zillow, that's a cost to you. You could get on a team that has leads already, but your leads, you're you're going to go out and get them. You're going to start talking to people. It's great if you are already in the area. Let's say that you're born and raised in the area. You want to be an agent. That's wonderful. You already have a baseline, a foundation for clients, right? Don't be insulted. Like if your friends or family don't use you, it's okay because they've probably already used an agent before and they'll probably go back and use that agent again, even though you have your license. I would say just make sure you get a lot of education. The biggest thing is it's expensive to be an agent. We pay a lot of dues, a lot of fees, and you just don't want to hang your license and pay thousands of dollars and you don't get any clients. You know, that's hard. That's not fun. It's very expensive. You have to pay an MLS due, you have super fees, and then you have your license fees. So it's very expensive. And people just don't walk in the door anymore and be like, hey, I'm here to buy a house. So just make sure your education is there. And just be with a brokerage who can support you and give you the education you need. Oh, congratulations. Signed with eXp Realty, already licensed. That's awesome. So if you're already part of the brokerage education, e-car classes, I don't know if you have e-car because you're in South Carolina, but we have e-car here and it's where we pay our dues and you can sign up for classes to help write your contracts, to help understand contracts, and they have commercial contracts too. In Florida. So you get commercial, you've got residential as is. There's a lot of different contracts and you don't learn that. So definitely reach out to what education you can and just learn all the things you can. See if you can get a mentor. That's great too. Or just find an agent that will help you, a seasoned agent. See if you can do open houses, see how they engage with their customers.
So if any of these people have questions, what's your email? Can they get your email?
Oh, yeah. So my email is Ryann, RYANN, at 21bmp.com. And I'll also just give you my cell phone number. It's public information anyway. So if you want to text me, a lot of my clients text. So area code is 540 from VA, guys. 272-9693. Reach out either way if you have questions. I would love to help. Absolutely.
I just put it in the chat. It's a little delayed, but we're going to sign this off. It's getting late. It'll be like 5 hours or something like that. Yes.
5 hours.
But late, I don't know if you're still there. Late fell asleep. Oh, okay. I appreciate it, Lay. Yeah, we're live on Facebook on Instagram as well right now. Everybody's saying what's up, what's up. Appreciate it. Everybody live on Facebook, YouTube. Did not make it, but we're gonna get that tomorrow. So those listening on Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon, I greatly appreciate it, as well as Anchor. I'm gonna sign off now. So deuces. Thanks for the love, support. Ryan, you're phenomenal. Wade, I can't wait to have Wade on a pull up a little bit.
They're gonna have a men's session, but I'm gonna chime in on this because let's say that women are always right, men are not right at all. So I'm gonna have to be a part. I'm gonna have to be a part of this podcast.
You can't intrude on the podcast,
guys. I'll be there. I'll make sure that the women are spoke for correctly because they're gonna be spitting stuff that
they call in. I'll hang up as soon as they call in.
I'll be here, guys.
All right, let me get off this thing. All right, thank y'all.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Oh my God. That's so crazy. So Lee